Hello. Hi. Welcome to another episode of Emotional Cutting with Amy Daws. This is the show where I hop on to Goodreads and emotionally torture myself with bad reviews of my work. Doesn't that sound fun? Last episode, I did bad reviews for Keeper, which was really awesome because it's like a new book and oh yeah, let's really just stick it to myself on something that's still very fresh in my mind. Apparently I didn't emotionally damage myself too much. I live to tell the tale. This week, I'm going to talk to you about my book Endurance, Enemies to Lovers. It was the second book in my Harris Brothers series. This was like my most man-whorish hero that I've probably ever written. Let's just dive right into the bad reviews. I get a little nervous when they're long 1 stars because like usually 1 stars are like short, quick sentences, like rip it off like a band-aid, you're the worst human ever, done. Okay, so you know on Goodreads how you can put stuff on certain shelves? Did not finish shelf, hot hero shelf, favorite book boyfriend shelf. I'm saying positive ones because the shelf this girl put the book on, Endurance, called Abandoned. Tanner is the epitome of the anti-heroic man whore who was weirdly given a romance novel to star in. I know what you're saying. Why are we putting a big sticker on these man whores and thinking they deserve love when they're man whores? They just deserve to rot in hell. I'm with ya. Goodreads 1-star reviewer. Belle, his heroine, was the height of stupid despite her being a medical doctor. She was stupid. Yeah, she's a doctor. She's a surgeon in this novel. And she was the height of stupid in this reviewer's. The temptation to hurl my e-reader got too strong at times. I just spit. That's what happens when I'm having a visceral reaction to a bad review. But I had to stop reading, cross myself, and thank God that I'm real and these unnecessary romance-related dramas are not my problem. She really painted a good picture for me. She should be a writer. She crossed herself. I'm not Catholic. I don't know if I did that right. And she did a Hail Mary. She thanked the Lord Jesus that she's a real person and that these unnecessary romance-related dramatics are not her real-life problems. So that's fun. Too bad I can't get my $3.99 back, though. Lasai. And I got a lot of nerve to charge $4 to a book that took me probably... I can cut this whole part out. So let's say on average, carry the 320 hours, probably close to 700 hours. We will move on and probably not be friends after this. That's okay. Read the first 2 chapters, then I skimmed through the next 5 chapters, but eventually DNF'd it. Tanner just came off as dumb man whore, too much for my liking. Belle, started off as a strong and interesting female main character. She turned a little too whiny and too cray-cray for my liking. Couldn't get past my annoyance of the 2 main characters. If you don't like anyone in the book, why are you reading? I understand. You should just quit. It's a good decision. Hence the DNF status. Yeah, I agree with her. I think that's a fair decision. If she hates everybody in the book, I wouldn't read that. I really liked Camden's story, Challenge. So she liked the first book in the series, hated the second one. That's fun. So let's pop into the 2 stars because those are where the really painful reviews come. It's okay reading, but not for me. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. I think this reviewer and I could be friends. I think we could have a beer and discuss how we feel about this book. I'd do that. I would do that. I would subject myself to an evening of drinking and talking about how bad my book is. It was repetitive and a little boring. There was a lot of back and forth that was usually resolved in the next paragraph. Their banter wasn't all that witty or funny, and their chemistry was just so-so. I write romance, guys. I write romance for a living, and she said I had no chemistry in the book. That's not a good thing. That's a bad feeling. I'm never going to be everyone's cup of tea or cup of joe or shot or glass of champagne, if you will. Tanner was fine. Fine. He was fine. I mean, if I had to, I wouldn't shoot him in an alley, is what she's saying. He was fine. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over him. He seemed sweet and somewhat charismatic, but there wasn't much about him that made me swoon. No swoons. That's no bueno. No bueno. Overall, this book was a little boring. Boring. I found myself skimming a lot. People that skim books, that is the worst feeling. Because we think a lot about every paragraph. When they skim something, all I can think is, oh no, but you missed the epiphany Belle had about her candy obsession. And if you get to chapter 3 and she talks about a candy obsession, you're not gonna know what she's talking about from chapter 2. See? This is why Goodreads is emotional cutting. I kept waiting for something exciting to happen. Every time there could have been something going, it just stopped. I'd be curious to hear what her ideas are for something that could have happened. Like an explosion, ex-boyfriend to show up and maybe bust out a knife. That sounds awesome, and I would write that if I was that kind of writer. And I'd probably give it a 5-star, and that's probably why my book got a 2-star, and I should just quit doing this job. I should just quit writing. I should just quit writing. Why do I do this? I don't think I'll carry on with the rest of the series. So I lost her. That is not a happily ever after review. And another just a simple, all caps, DNF. Did not finish. Nail on my coffin. Love those DNFs. Love them! This book went from hard to stomach to glimmers of hope to redeeming itself, kind of. Oh my God, best review sentence ever. It went from hard to stomach, like she felt nauseous and she could puke at any moment, to glimmers of hope. Okay, wait, I think she's gonna turn it around. To redeeming itself, kind of. So it probably means she hated the ending. So just when I had a chance to bring her into the dark side of Amy Daws, I lost her and I set her free in the wilderness of sadness. Kept being thrown out of the story because Tanner was such an overbearing ass in it. Oh, freaking Tanner. God. On that note, I think this is a good time to end it. I'm going to keep on keeping on, guys. These reviews aren't going to get me down. They aren't. I'm actually going to go probably write a little bit before I go out tonight. I'm going to have a big goblet of wine as I'm doing that because that seems fitting after such a emotionally, why can't I think of a word? I'm a writer. This is probably why I'm getting bad reviews. Vulnerable moment, if you will. This was a very emotional moment, and I'm glad you guys were here to share this with me. So keep on reviewing. Just cut it, Amy. Cut it. You've embarrassed yourself long enough. All right? You've embarrassed yourself. I just thought I wasn't recording through all this, and I've been ranting about these books forever, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I forgot to push record and I've been talking to myself for no reason, this is gonna suck. But I was pushing record. False alarm, people.